All right, we have a very, very special guest right now. In the long tradition of resistance to occupation and war, we're very honored to have with us today Daniel Ellsberg, who faced up to 115 years in prison for releasing the Pentagon Papers in 1971. Please give a warm welcome for Daniel Ellsberg.
Hi. Thanks a lot. I just come here minutes ago from addressing U.S. labor against the war. They're marching over now to join this march. It's very happy for me. I joined the UAW when I was 17. That was a long time ago, and 60 years ago. But labor on the whole has not been against the war since then. They weren't with us against the Vietnam War. I'm very happy to see they're joining now. What I told them was something that not many Americans know. That 41 years ago, in 1969, there was a group and a movement called the Moratorium. And they called it the Moratorium rather than call it a general strike because that seemed too inflammatory. But what it was like today, demonstrations all over the country being counted not just in one city. There was 75,000 indeed in San Francisco, 100,000 in New York. But there were 10 here, 20 there, 1,000 there, all over the country, adding up to 2 million. And the difference was that it was on a weekday. They took off for the day for this, so it really was a general strike. They thought it had no effect. They were wrong, the people who ran that and the people who took part in it. Nixon had threatened the North through Russia and China that he was going to escalate on November 3rd, 1969. He was threatening and planning to use nuclear weapons, and also, as well, to invade Laos and Cambodia, North Vietnam, hit the dikes, hit Mine Haiphong, all the things that he did do later, except for the nuclear weapons and the invasion of North Vietnam. It was people in the streets on that weekday that kept him from doing that and prolonged a moratorium against nuclear weapons for another 40 years. Now, right now, it's great that this is going, this is happening, but with Obama on the course he's now on, I think that even a lot of anti-war people have a mistaken impression that he will carry out his promise to get all troops out of Iraq, not just the combat troops, but all troops out of Iraq in 2011, before the next election. And that he will begin to lower the number of troops, which is beginning to increase now, that he will lower them as of 18 or 24 months from now, and that 100,000 troops or so represent a ceiling. I'm certain, for what that's worth, sometimes when I'm certain, I'm wrong, and usually happy about it. And I'd be happy if I'm wrong now. But I feel as sure as I could be that there is no chance that he means to take our bases out of Iraq ever in his lifetime, which means 30 to 50,000 troops in Iraq indefinitely. That'll release 100,000 compared to a few months ago. I think that 100,000 will come home, kiss their husbands and wives, and be sent off to Iraq. And they will have more troops 4 years from now than we have 2 years from now. If you've heard about $1 trillion estimated for the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan over the next 10 years, try doubling that or tripling that and ask whether we can afford $1 or $2 trillion away from our infrastructure, our education, and our health to kill people in a hopeless war in Afghanistan with no benefit to anyone except our warlords in Washington and their warlords over there. So that the only way we'll get out of that, and will take a long time, is for the people here to spread the activity so that the day will come when a general strike in this country causes Congress to cut off the money for Afghanistan and Iraq the way that they ended the Vietnam War. That's the only way it will end. Thank you.